Alright, welcome back everyone, it's your Code King Zaf here. Drop your like because we're jumping in and doing an updated Hunter tier list. Yes, that's right. Every single day in my comment section, my viewers keep on asking me for one, so let's jump in, let's do it. That way, do you know where every hunter ranks? I do want to mention though, of course, this is based on my opinion, so if your opinions differ, let me know. I'm very curious what you think, but let me jump in, let me cover every hunter, that way you do know where they rank. But as a reminder, for free codes like S and Stones and more, make sure you jump in and support us again for the brand new support season. We are now on season 13, that means everyone's support was reset, so you want to go to the link down below in the comment section. It's 100% free to support. Once you go to the link, you press that juicy red support button, this page comes up, you press that, press yes, and you're done. Then you wait. We have brand new codes coming out very soon, like Essence Zones, Mana Power Extracts, and SSR weapon designs, so jump in and support that way you do not miss out. And a big shout out to Blackbeard, they didn't miss because they were the first commenter in our last juicy video. Now let's start things off with our B tier. As you can see, we have Emma, a very decent hunter, but not a top tier hunter. She's good for challenge modes, especially when there's a lot of mobs. In the story mode, in the battlefield time challenge, she is a very good hunter, but we don't use her too much. Outside of guild boss, she's really not that good. For the giant statue, she's meta, but outside of that, she's not really hunter. You want to jump into summon form. The same thing goes for Lim. He is a very good damage dealer, that being for the guild boss, but outside of guild boss, even after buffs he got, he is still just an okay hunter. He is not bad, he is just okay. Maybe soon enough he'll find his place in the meta. When it comes to the Yang Queen, who just don't know, or maybe Fauna, the brand new guild boss is coming out, he might find a use. But when it comes to our other hunters, as you can see, we have of course Mirai, we have Hansame, we have Choi. These hunters are just essentially obsolete, but they have one use. When it comes to guild boss, when it comes to being a support somewhere else, they can still be used, but they're just not top tier hunters that you have to jump in and summon for. Besides Emma, I would say Emma has some use, but these hunters right here have basically very minimal use, but that doesn't mean they're bad. They're just varying in their use case, of course. But let's cover A tier. We of course have Zafina, I know, aka Soyum. She is falling off unfortunately, but she is still okay. I mean, she's a windbreaker with some support to her. She's not that great. We have Gogenhi, our only viable light breaker and also good buffer, so he is in our A tier because he is still not a top tier hunter, because our light team members just don't see too much use. We do have Min though. Min is a very good support, don't get me wrong. His global capabilities are honestly quite nice, but he is lacking that factor. He is not a hunter I would jump in and summon for. We just have better options. We have Light Shot too, a very good hunter for the guild boss. Her buffs are very juicy. I would honestly drop her down if it wasn't for her use. I would probably put her right here, but Jinwoo would come after me, so I do want to put her up top here just because she is very viable for late game modes. I would probably move up Gogani too just because he's the only light breaker, but we should have brand new breakers coming out very soon to make him obsolete eventually. He is still A tier, he is not like great, his damage is bad, but the buffs are decent. We also have other club hunters right here, that being Shua and also Miyun. Yes, that's right, they're okay hunters. Miyun is honestly meta when it comes to power destruction, but the power of destruction isn't really a game mode you have to focus on, so in the A tier she goes. They can both be used at battlefield time, so that's another use case, but besides that, they're pretty much not used elsewhere. They're okay. Thankfully, they are just clap hunters, so we don't have to worry. Their usability is fine, but they're not that great, giving us okay damage with varying use cases when it comes to specific game modes. But speaking of specific game modes, we have Stark right here. Stark honestly is a good hunter. The problem is, we have Fern coming out very soon, who is going to be our meta damage dealer for the fire category, until I guess Christopher Reed potentially comes out as a fire unit. But right now Stark, he's a good breaker. He is a fantastic damage dealer, especially for the guild boss and also the workshop. Very nice damage, but he is going to lose his meta viability, and he's just not a good team member. He takes everyone's buffs. In the S tier he goes. He is a good hunter, but he's not the best out there. We have Gina as well. She's a very good hunter, soon to be, I'm assuming, one of the most meta sports, just because we have Fern coming out, and of course we have Christopher Reed, but she's in the S tier for now just because when it comes to our main damage dealers in the fire category, they are just lacking in my eyes. We have Yu So-yoon, a very good support and damage dealer, but we also have Kane, who is just hit or miss right now when it comes to fire team, they are lacking a good DPS unit, which I do hope FRIEREN will fix very soon. On a release in about 2 weeks, she might finally give the fire team ability, but with that said, Connie and Soo-hyun will probably drop even more. I wouldn't be surprised if they drop down to the A tier because they are just so hit or miss in their use case. Like right now in the brand new workshop, honestly, Connie drops down all the way to like the A tier. She is not usable, but Soo-hyun, very nice. She is still viable, giving us defense spam and bonus damage we need, so she is very capable. Honestly, I would move her up here, but players really mad, so I'm gonna keep Connie up top just for now, but she will drop, I'm warning you. Connie is just losing her viability until I guess the Yang Queen comes out, where she does get some use coming in, but when it comes to us here, we have a few other hunters. We of course have Harper, one of the best breakers in the game, especially for her buffs. She buffs up her dark team quite well, and her breaks are fantastic, right? She can break when she's not even being used, you swap her out, and she is still breaking targets. So in the S tier she goes, pretty much our only viable dark breaker. But speaking of dark, we do have Libora, who is a global support unit. She got some buffs coming in, nothing too crazy, pretty good though, don't get me wrong. Those buffs made her even better, but she is going to be an S tier support because for the guild boss, she can work out in every single team. She is the global support unit, but for general modes, not so much. But for the guild boss, she is your go-to. I cannot put her down to the A tier. She is an S tier hunter. When someone works out with every single team, they just have to be an S tier hunter. Her buffs are insane. Damage taking bonus, bonus crit. She is just one of the best support hunters we have. But speaking of best, we have a national level hunter who's not the best unit in the game, but an S tier hunter nonetheless. We of course have Thomas Andre. He might get a boost just because right now, when it comes to brand new workshop, he is honestly quite viable. Maybe in the SS tier for the workshop, but other game modes, he is just an S tier hunter because especially when it comes to power structure, we have Moon right here who is better than him. So when it comes to all game modes, yes, I'm gonna put him right here. He is viable for pretty much most game modes where light is required, so he keeps his spot for now. But very soon when it comes to Laura, a brand new light support, he might get the damage boost he needs to finally become viable. And speaking of viability, we have of course Maylin, one of the best supports when it comes to pretty much any team. She is very good, and also on Jinwoo, she is a fantastic support unit, so I'm gonna put in the S tier for now, just because when it comes to water team, we didn't get a replacement support we wanted. I'll cover that, but as you can see, when it comes to S tier, we also have Silver Main in here. Yes, that's right, one of the strongest units in the game. He is so darn good when it comes to guild boss, the battlefield time. Honestly, he should be an S tier, but for now, just because he lacks in certain game modes, I'm gonna keep him in the S tier at the very top minus one addition right here when it comes to the brand new hunter FRIEREN. Why do I put in the S tier? Well, she's a very good support, but that's all she is. She is a global support unit working on honestly any team. The defense down, the crit bonuses, the crit damage bonuses, and the crit rate bonuses overall are just so good on her, but her damage is poo-poo. It's just so bad. Her damage is awful to the point where people think she isn't working. So right now when it comes to FRIEREN, she's one of the best supports working in every single, yes, every guild boss team, especially defense down, which is going to be so good in the future. But still right now, I don't feel the SS tier love out of her. She's a good unit, don't get me wrong, but a water unit, she just doesn't really fill the role, where Maylin is still a very good support, honestly on par. So right now, as a unit overall, she's going to be S tier for me. In the comments, let me know, do you agree or disagree? I'm very curious, because right now, she is just an S tier hunter in my eyes, but for the guild boss, don't get me wrong, she is definitely a Z tier for her sports, giving us so many buffs we need. But speaking of buffs, here are some of the best buffers in the game. We have Vessel, and of course my girl Yuki Pookie. Yes, they are such good units. Their buffs make the fire team so overpowered, one of the strongest teams in the game, providing the craziest buffs out there. These are 2 units you want to have for sure on your roster, otherwise you will regret it. Without these 2 units right here, the fire team will be so bad, trust me. These are 2 hunters you cannot sleep on. But speaking of a hunter that I would sleep on, they would have to be Isla. She's one of the best sports in the game. She got a buff recently, making her even better. So in the SS tier, easily she goes. For Jinwoo on our dark team, she is just overpowered. And also for the water team, honestly, we can use her. For the buffs as well, she is just so capable. Again, another support we can use across so many teams. But speaking of the water team, as you can see, we have Soren right here. She is one of the best breakers in the game. For the buffs, the damage, and the breaks, she is so juicy. So easily in our SS tier, one of the carries we have to have, because her breaks, her damage, and her buffs are just so valuable. So you have to summon for her, otherwise you will be missing out. But on the topic of missing out, honestly, Wet Chaw is missing out on a dedicated support. Right now when it comes to Wet Chaw, I'm a bit disappointed because FRIEREN, although she is okay, she gives Wet Chaw the shields she needs. She is still a bit too weak as a support to make Wet Chaw even better. I would honestly, if I had to, put Wet Chaw all the way down here just because she is lacking right now. She still needs a good support, but I'm going to put up here just because Wet Chaw is a very good hunter who is self-sufficient. It just goes to show you how good she is, buffing herself with 360% defense, making herself viable. So I'm going to put on the SS tier for now, but very soon I do think that could change. We'll see. But on the topic of change, we are not going to change Goto's spot. He is just so goated. He is one of the best units in the game. If there's one hunter I recommend everyone summon for, it's going to be Goto. The breaks, the buffs, everything about him, the damage as well. He is one of the best units, period, right? You're never going to find a better breaker giving you buffs, damage, and more. You have to have him on your hunter list, otherwise you will definitely regret it. But we have another one unit right here. When it comes to Jinwoo, she is a fantastic buffer, a fantastic damage dealer, and she is so good for survivability. She is one of the best hunters as well. The win team is just stacked, right? They are just the never dying team, dishing out damage on stop, swapping in and out, never running out of mana. They are just so good. So that's why Jinwoo is in the SS tier easily, right? We also have this hunter right here, of course, Minnie, one of the best damage dealers. She is so easy to use. You press your ultimate and you spam your keyboard and you're good to go. One of my favorite hunters, literally, just because she is so easy and fun to use. But we have even better hunters than her. We of course have our boy Sung Il Hwan, one of the best hunters in the game. No one can compare. His damage output is off the charts, and the buffs he gives to our team, insane. He makes Silvermane even more viable with the buffs he gives an attack. Such a good unit. We also have Lennart, of course, one of the best units in the game. I would say right now, if it came down to it, Lennart is the best early game, mid game hunter, but when it comes to late game, Sung Il Hwan is just so good. You have to run him. One of the best hunters we have around. But what about Fern? Well, Fern is not out just yet. We will have an update tier list in 2 weeks when she's out, so don't worry. We'll cover that and all the hunters out there, but in the comments let me know, what do you think about this hunter tier list right here? But don't forget to also drop a like if you enjoyed, and also jump in and support us if you want a bunch of juicy codes like ass and stones and more. Supporting is 100% free. The link is down below in the comment section. You just press that juicy red support button, then you're done. Then you wait for the bandit codes to come out. We have a bunch of codes coming out like these ones right here for ass and stones, gold, abyssal crystals, and more that you will get by supporting. So do enjoy. It's my gift to our awesome viewers. But on that note, everyone, this was the Code King Zaf signing out. I'll catch you in the next juicy video, of course.